I can turn a 1 to a 10. I know I make it look easy. Turn a Honda to a Benz.
Yeah, baby Mike.
I know I make it look easy. I ain't never need no friends. I know I make it look easy. Did it with my own 2 hands. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, spent a decade writing essays with my essays and my vatos. I was just a kid with a snot nose, never flow sicker than the black plague. I go harder and harder. Need me a check, I can't wait till tomorrow. Get what I'm owed and I'm not trying to barter. When they see me, they gon' dodge like a charger. Yeah, felines running from the Hellcat. I'm a hustler, I can sell that. Came with a fuss, yeah, the boy from the north. When the deal went south, I just fell back. If it ain't work, I'ma find something better. Girls get wetter in the GIA sweater. Drink in my hand and I'm down for whatever. Damn, he cute, he fine, he clever. Yeah, no lie. How I make it look like I don't try. I've been doing this for my whole life. Now I gotta cop it like it's no price. Yeah, one time for the one time. Ayy, one time ain't never enough. Yeah, you tryna settle the score, but they ain't no settling with us. Man, tell me how you did it. I know I make it look easy. Need $1 million now, no kidding. I know I make it look easy. Back on my job, right back to business. I know I make it look easy. I gotta do it, you never did it. I know I make it look easy. I'm Justin Starlin. I'm from Long Island, New York. Tomorrow's not promised, so make today great.
I know I made it look easy, y'all. No kidding. Shout out to y'all. Thank you guys for being here tonight. We're just rocking out. I appreciate you guys for supporting me and the channel and everything we do. If you didn't know, it's Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. Kim is in the kitchen cooking it up. She's making carne asada steaks tonight. Mi gente, that's what we're doing. She had to rush back to the store because she wanted to get the right sofrito for the rice. We're getting down. We ain't messing around. We're getting ready for pernil tomorrow. Just authentic, Hispanic, good culture, happy holidays. I don't eat turkey. I don't believe in ham. I don't mess with stuffing or yams. I'm just doing what I do, which is food that tastes delicious, filled with flavor. But before we get to the food, before we get to the holidays, I got to talk about these games. And I got to talk about what's going on in the world of sports. There's no game tonight for me. There's no college football game tonight. It feels amazing. I might hang out with my son all night and play video games. I might do more high school film reviews. I've done 4 of them so far. Just a reminder, high school film reviews. If you want to move up the list, send a donation. We had donations today. People got to the top of the list, and the videos were made because I'm that guy. I'm never going to make you wait. If you pay your money, you support the channel, you're worth my time. I'm letting you know that right now. So I put in the effort. If I see a dollar amount that's worth my effort, I'm putting it in. I don't shortchange you. I give you all my effort. I go study that kid, try to find him an offer, try to find people that need to see it, eyeballs. One kid today in the upper northern part of California, a running back, got injured this year, had a Nick Chubb type injury. I don't care. I made the video on him. And the next thing I did, I tagged the Cal Poly offensive coordinator in the comments. And I said, this guy right here, you have no excuse for not inquiring about this young man. This young man's better than anybody on your roster. This young man, and he doesn't have offers. I'm going to reach out to those schools in that region, and I'm going to say, yo, what's going on, man? Why doesn't this young man have an offer from you? He's better than anybody on your roster. Do you guys enjoy losing your jobs? It's about to be Black Monday. If y'all don't know, Black Monday. After this week, come Monday, people are getting fired. They got to jump on it early last week, but people are getting fired this week, and rightfully so. And some of those position coaches, the primary recruiters, instead of chasing that 4 or 5-star kid, you need to find a 3-star kid or a no-star kid that the website's missed on. You need to find one of those young men, do your due diligence, and say, I just found a guy who's going to rock with us, be grateful to get a scholarship, be grateful to be here, wants to get developed, plans to be with the program for the next 4 or 5 years. Instead of those knuckleheads sitting at the podium for the next 3 or 4 years, I'm going to be at this school, and they're in the transfer portal in 3 or 4 months. 3 or 4 months. I see these kids jumping in the portal 3 or 4 months later after signing their national letter of intent day. I'm not exaggerating. Who was it? Daughtery? Michael Daughtery, the corner from Georgia, safety, went to LSU for about 3 months. We had a defensive tackle leave Oklahoma. We had a wide receiver / corner, wide receiver, forgot his name. He went to Georgia Tech, but he was actually forced to leave. He didn't want to leave. He got there in January, enrolled early, and they're like, hey, spring ball happened, bro. You're 14th string. We don't want you here. Mike Leach passed away. You're no longer welcome here. I'm not even joking. I'm about to pull something up over here, though. I'm on my other monitor, by the way. Before I get into my rants about today, and I got to talk about all these matchups. Ash is pretty pissed about it. She wants to know what's going on. I just want to go check the Rivals tracker for the transfer portal and see what's popping for today. So, you guys get used to this in the offseason. I do this all the time. I show you guys what's popping in the transfer portal right now. Who's jumped in it? You see a bunch of Ivy League school kids. The reason you're going to see a bunch of Ivy League school kids in here, they don't go to bowl games. They don't go to the FCS playoffs. Once the regular season's over, Ivy League's done, they'll jump in the portal. And everybody's getting excited about some of these guys in the portal. Look, man, I'm excited about this kid right here, TJ Sheffield. This is a team captain for Purdue. One of their team captains jumps in the portal as soon as possible. Second leading receiver 2 years in a row. He was the third leading receiver last year, but he was the second leading wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? But this is a good player. 5'11", 170, 180. Not Darius Burks. Not I said Darius Burks. I think it's Darius Burks. I'm getting confused because I hear all this food cooking. I apologize. Dion. Whoa. Dion Burks. Not as good as Dion Burks, but TJ Sheffield's a good player. Originally from Tennessee. Has relationships with Butch Jones. Think he might be going Arkansas State, Tennessee, Western Kentucky, Illinois. No, I think he might be headed to Louisville. Think he might be interested in Louisville. You never know. Good, solid senior wide receiver. Louisville doesn't need many receivers. They're losing Jamari Thrash to the NFL. I don't know about the rest of them. But, yeah, the portal's going to get popping. I'm going to come in here every day and tell you guys about all these players in the portal. Now, you see a lot of FCS players. I'll tell you, I know the majority of FCS players. I need to study them a little further because they're not FBS, and I only study 133 teams a year. But I will know all these players for you guys and give you some background information on them as I put in the work. But you can see them jumping in early. Raymond Coltrane, I've talked about him, has a ton of offers. Stephen Wright, I was going to make a video on him. I'm still going to make a video on him. Leaving SMU, he's a highly recruited defensive tackle, and he jumped in. We'll see what Chris McKay's about. Joey Slackman, everybody's talking about him just because On3 talked about him. But, yeah, huge offensive lineman. Trey Ortega leaving Colorado as a safety. It would be like, I didn't even know Trey Ortega was there. Yeah, we'll talk about it. I'll go through the list, let you guys know who's going where, when they departed. I'll probably start and give you a rundown of all the players. Petrus should have been gone. I'll probably start somewhere back here and start digging for you guys and then let you know. I want to see how far back I should go. Probably Taekwon King I already talked about. Jay Rudolph leaving San Diego State. I've talked about some of these guys. You guys might not have watched the videos on TikTok. Well, it's as far back as it goes. But it's going to heat up. I'll be making videos for every single player, at least 1 minute on each guy, giving you a rundown of who they are, and you can figure out whether or not your favorite team should want these guys. Not a lot of baggage. Not a lot of problems or character concerns. Remember, the guys left in the portal at the end of the year, yeah, those are your character concern guys. Those are the guys that I'm like, hey, I don't think you should sign them or offer them. Right now, you're finding a lot of good players. Remember, the winter portal, you can get some all-conference guys in the winter portal. You can get some studs out there who's just looking to improve their pedigree and their draft stock. It happens. We're going to see some studs hit the portal, and you're going to think, oh, my goodness, I hope my team gets them. That's what's about to happen. So it'll be pretty exciting stuff. Remember, today I'm talking Big 12, SEC, PAC12, the American Conference, Sunbelt, and the Mountain West. 6 different conferences. I'll be going over all the games, going over all the highlights and headlights within those teams. But what I want you guys to do, if you're in the chat and you're watching me on TikTok right now, all you got to do, move over to YouTube, drop in the question, and I'll answer it. Right here, I see this guy, Parker. He's asked the question. I can't read the question because I'm watching my cameras and my live streams over here. So if you're talking to me over here, you're talking to yourself. Go to YouTube, search RicoKnows, hit the live stream, and you can ask me the question. I'm all over it. Shout out to Parker Jones. I just looked. The man asked the question on YouTube. I will get to it eventually, Parker Jones. Don't quit on me, man. It's going to take me a bit of time to go through all these games. I will get to it, I promise. All right, Jim Irsay says he's a white billionaire, and that's why he got arrested back in 2014. Irsay, talk about privilege, bro. Listen, I don't even get into racial privilege. I don't talk about white privilege or black privilege or any of that shit. I will talk about rich privilege. If you're rich, you get away with crimes. You can win in court. If you're not rich, you're going to lose. You don't believe me? Oh, go ask OJ, bro. OJ, double murder, and he's living just fine. He's on a golf course somewhere looking for the real murder. It's insane. If you're wealthy, you'll get away with so many things. At some point, it catches up with you. At some point, yeah, you can't get away with everything. But Irsay, a billionaire? Yeah, they're prejudiced towards you, bruh. It's the truth. They're targeting you. Boo-hoo. Go cry in your Mercedes-Benz, bro. Drew Brees, speaking of crying, Drew Brees says he can only throw with his left hand. He cannot throw with his right hand. I can't play pickleball because it's below the waist, but anything above he can. He can play pickleball, but anything above my shoulder I have a hard time with. Welcome to the real world, bro. Welcome to the real world where your athletic abilities, they don't translate. They don't matter. They don't matter. Dude, I'm a fitness monster. I've been working out for the last 20 years. I'm a professional athlete. I know what you guys are saying. What are you talking about, Rico? You're just an average-ass dude walking around. No, I'm not. I got paid money to work out every single day of my adult life. That's a professional athlete, if you ask me. I've been in the Army over 20 years. We work out every morning. We get paid to do it. And I promise you, you don't want to see me in no push-up competition. You don't want to go running 5 miles with me. Somebody will talk to you about it someday. Somebody out there will school you to it. If you don't know about the military, you're going to run into an old-ass dude in the Army just kind of look at you. Some old sergeant first class, first sergeant, be like, what? You want to go for a run? Let's go for a 5-mile run. See what happens. You will fall the hell out, young man. You will not make it. And I'll be chilling because I've been doing this every day for 20 years. It's a different entity, right? So shout out to Drew Brees. He's getting out there and he's going, wait, I can't do normal shit. No, you wore your body out, bro. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I'm worn the hell out. I can relate. I was running on a trail the other day, and I decided, man, I need to take a break. I was running, and I just said, I need to take a break. You know why I needed to take a break, guys? My feet were numb. My feet were numb. I kept running. I'm just like, whatever. I can't feel my feet. Not I can't feel my toes. I can't feel my feet, bro. I was just putting my shins on top of where my feet are. Like, I just was like, all right, I won't fall if I just keep doing this. And I just kept running. And then I said, enough's enough. I need to walk this out and get some circulation down here. Something wrong with my lower back. I already talked to the VA about it. I've done about 3 MRIs. I've been to aquatics, physical therapy. Nothing's alleviating it. I got a TINS unit that I can hook up to it and just shock myself all day. Helps you in the moment. But I think I have permanent nerve damage. Permanent nerve damage. And as I was walking, Kim and Ash come running up on me. They catch up to me on the trail, bro. That's a humbling experience. When you're a monster and you've been working out your whole life, and your girlfriend can catch up to you with the dog and be like, what's up? Why are you so tired? Why are you walking? And she'll leave the dog with me and she'll take off running. It's a gangster move. It's all right, Drew. You'll be okay, buddy. He says he can't go above his shoulder, bro. You can't raise your hand for a question. I got it. Drew Brees, you'll be okay. They only dated for a couple of months. So, Wake Forest, their coach, Dave Clawson, he's an older guy. He was in a press conference. And Dave Clawson says the nerve of Notre Dame to try to foster a relationship with Sam Hartman. You know Sam Hartman, Mr. 6-year senior. He's at Notre Dame right now. He's the starting quarterback. He transferred from Wake Forest to Notre Dame. Notre Dame did a big old tribute to him on the screen. Did a big old tribute to him and said how much they loved him. It's senior night. We need to honor our seniors, and they're going to love him forever. And it's kind of like, it's the weirdest thing ever. Clawson sounds salty as hell. He's like, well, why are they acting like they love him? They don't even know him. He's only been there a couple months. He's our guy. He's been here we had him for 5 years. That's our guy. Yeah, Sam Hartman's number is going to be retired someday. His jersey will be in the rafters. And, of course, it's going to be at Wake Forest, not Notre Dame. But it is those awkward situations now where you want to claim the guy, but he doesn't claim you. He left. He didn't stick around. He left. Could you imagine Reggie Bush leaving USC his senior year? He didn't play his senior year. He left early to go to the pros. But I'm just saying. Like, could you imagine one of these all-time greats at a university leaving their final year of eligibility? It's unheard of. Sam Hartman, I wouldn't rep that dude at all. But he's got a point. Sweetie, I need something to drink. I need something to sip on. I'm sorry. But he's got a point. You know, Clausen over here, Coach Clausen says, hey, you rented him for 1 year, bro. You don't even know him that well. I used to have these problems in the military. We would get new people to our unit. We didn't know them that well. Then we'd have to give them an award or something. Dude's been here about 2 months, 3 months, getting ready to leave. Somebody trying to retire. What do I say about you? I just met you. I don't know shit about you. Somebody else likes you. I can't breathe right now. I'm coughing because Kim's cooking something with a lot of spices in it or something. Thanks for ice, babe. I do. Thank you. I'm sorry, guys. I hate to interrupt the show. Real world problems. I'm sitting at home doing my thing. I apologize. I know this is not very professional of me. I'm sure somebody out there watching going, dude, this guy is just an average-ass dude. Somebody said it. He's a stay-at-home dad just talking sports. Somebody said to me, I don't know about your stay-at-home dad or anybody else, but I think I'm doing all right. I'm just saying. I think I'm doing all right. Shout out to the pager. What's that on your head, bro? Are you on house arrest? Nah, bro. But I'm just asking you guys, can you pretend to care about somebody that you've only known for a couple of months? I always think about this if I was dating somebody. Let's say you got in a relationship and you're dating somebody. And you've been dating for about 2 weeks, and then they die. They pass away. Car accident. Something you had no control over. Do you go to the funeral? Do you go to the funeral, and do you cry next to the parents? And do you want to meet all the friends and a bunch of people there you don't even know? Who are you? Oh, well, we've been dating for 2 weeks now. I was deeply in love with her. No, bro, you just chalk it up as a loss and keep it moving. If I got a transfer showing up to my school, and he's not going to graduate from my university, he's got degrees from other universities, and he's just playing the football season with us, and then he's going to leave and go to the NFL. He's not even going to be there for the next semester, so he's going to negatively impact my APR, my academic progress rate. I'm not making no video telling this guy we love him forever. I'm not praising him. He's a temporary thing. It happened. We're out of here, bro. I can't pretend to care about you. I barely know you. I didn't even recruit you. They just paid him. They rented him. That's how it goes. All right, we're going to talk about matchups this weekend. So, like I said, there are 13 games on Friday, and then the rest of the slate on Saturday. Ole Miss and Mississippi State are playing in the Egg Bowl tomorrow. It'll be on. I'll be streaming it. Shout out to the MVPs. Oh, before we go any further, thank you guys for being here. How did we do yesterday, MVPs? We are 2-0 on the week. We got both games right against the spread. But my goodness, did we hit a parlay. You guys want to see what the server looks like? Look, I'll pull it up on the screen. This is the Discord server right here. You guys want to go to this wins tab real quick? Y'all want to see what happened last night for the MVPs when it comes to winning? Look at this plus 976 parlay that I drew up, bro. Cut this shit with a knife. Okay? I posted this on Patreon. When did I post this on Patreon? Give me a second. I want to show you guys this. This is so beautiful. So beautiful. I was so proud of myself. If we go to Patreon and we go to the videos from last night, I unlocked it so people can see it. Check this out. This is maybe 5 p.m. It's before the show, so it had to be like 4 p.m. I posted this video right here on Patreon, and I said updated props and parlays for tonight. 7 minutes long. Now, some MVPs out there go, I don't want to watch a 7-minute video. Well, then you don't care about your money. 7-minute long video. I start talking.
Take some time and talk about them. For the Bowling Green versus Western Michigan game, you guys know it. I'm heavy on this spread. I believe Bowling Green's the better team, and they're going to win tonight.
Boom, I'm heavy on the spread, and I think they're going to win tonight. This is telling them, hey, if this is a lock, go grab as many units as you want. I believe in Bowling Green tonight.
Probably wouldn't go too many prop bets in this.
Not too many prop bets. I don't like prop bets in this first game.
Like Terrion Smith, anytime touchdown. Keith, anytime touchdown. I'm not tracking Stewart playing. If he does play, this is going to be a really big win for Bowling Green. He's a great running back. He can do his thing. But obviously, Terrion Keith is the fill-in running back, and he should be doing just fine. Careful with that, because there are prop bets with Keith, and if he's backing up,
Watch
right
this.
here for Harold Fannin. If they're in the red, leave this all alone tonight. You got to leave it the way it is. When you start, we're not losing here. The same with the under. I don't think you should touch the over/under in this game.
You know
don't
why?
Know how well Western Michigan's going to
I also didn't know how many points Bowling Green was going to score.
And
So I
if
wasn't
Bowling
big on
Green's
the
gonna put up
over/under.
30 or 40. They're in the red zone. That
Look at this, though.
Buffalo, I like.
Watch this.
Carried away. Down with it.
Hold on.
Screaming for Buckley to get back in. They're playing this guy on the over 33 many times.
Might have
Sometimes
got
he's
this wrong.
but he's
I
done
don't
it.
know.
Receiving, I wouldn't touch any of the numbers here. I would leave this alone. I just think the money to be made in this game is with the spread and leave it. Like, that's just the way I would get down with it. Or you can go money line, Bowling Green money line, and give them the spread, right? I guess that doesn't work that way. It's the same thing. My bad. I was getting carried away. I meant to say money. Michigan on the other. But either way, I like the spread
Watch
in this
this.
game and not a whole lot of props. Eastern Michigan on the other hand, Buffalo, I like a lot of props and not the spread. Spread's a little scary. I told you guys, take Eastern Michigan plus 5.5. It looks right. The over's going back up because the weather got better or something, but the over's going back up. It was as low as 35.5. Now we're looking at 37.5. I'd imagine people keep betting the over and they got to raise it higher. So that over looks good. I feel comfortable with the under. Anyways, Samson Evans, anytime touchdown, you're getting plus money on this. This looks like a really good play.
Touchdown.
Okay, I know a lot of people are heavy on Cook tonight. I'm not.
A lot of people are heavy on Cook. I'm not. We got MVPs out there who had the nerve to bet on Cook, and I said it in the video. A lot of people are heavy on Cook. I'm not. And I got people writing me going, Rico, I really wish you would have told me not to bet on Cook. Bro, I put Cook at plus 40 yards on the alternate. That's the lowest increment I could select that I thought he would get. You didn't see me put 60 or 80.
Rushing touchdown. I just feel like he's going to get one. Anytime they're in the red zone, that's who they give the ball to score the touchdowns. I also think it's playable tonight. First drive, punt, both teams.
Guess
It
what
can
happened?
happen. They
Guess
got
what
great
happened?
secondaries that are going to shut down these
They
passing attacks.
punted,
Poor
bro.
quarterback play. You're third and long. You're not getting that first down.
We hit.
And it leads to a punt. That's how I feel. It's only plus 185 because they know these teams are going to be punting.
Let's keep
They know
going.
they're going to struggle. So
Let's keep
once
going.
again, you can do this spread thing all the way in Michigan.
We
You
don't
can go
care about the
14
spread.
and a half. It don't,
We don't care.
Once again, Samson Evans touchdown, 51.5. Then I start doing alternate yards here. Ron Cook, 40 yards. Not asking for much. Started running back for Buffalo. He gets a lot of carries. 40 yards seems possible. This whole bet here, the only tricky part is Austin Smith. That under 151. Austin Smith on 151. And I apologize, guys. I've been covering the odds on this whole thing. It's plus 921.
It's
It all
plus
depends on how much you drive that
921.
spread. If you take that spread
And you can move the
from
spread
Eastern
down
Michigan
from 14 to
at 14.5,
10.
you take it down to 10.5.
It's
you're
plus
looking at 1,000.
1,000.
So this is the kind of bet I would probably make tonight on this game just to have fun with it. And then you can just go in here and just throw. He's not a good thrower. I think they're
He's
just
not
gonna
a good
run the ball all
thrower.
night. It's going to be a little windy. I believe it can't fail, right? Unless Austin Smith goes over 151. Everything else is going to happen.
What?
Barring injury. I would bet the punt on both drives, and I would do all this fancy shit here and cook it up nice. I hope you guys see this. I'm going to post it in Patreon. I'm going to post it on the Discord server.
Shout out to me. Shout out to you guys for believing in me. Shout out to the MVPs for being here. I want to tell you guys, when I cook something up like that and I find out MVPs didn't watch the video, they have no one to blame but themselves. They say, oh, I didn't know it wasn't on the chart. Bruh, I made a whole video for your ass, and it was on the chart. I don't want to bring the whole chart on the screen, but it was a value bet in bold. When I do value bets like this in bold, that means bet the hell out of it. You see how it's not bold? Bet the hell out of this. These are my value bets. They're purple. Bet it. Well, some people knew exactly what they were doing. Some people did it. 10 toes. That's a TikTok post right there, Rico. They're letting me know. They all watched it. Bets confirmed. This man bet 50, won 500. We hit on a plus 1,000 parlay. Plus 1950 parlay. 1950. I'm not talking 15, I'm sorry. 1915. And the coolest thing about the Austin Smith under yards. At one point, he had 153 passing yards. And we lost. And the coolest thing happened. He threw a 7-yard loss. He threw the ball, and they lost 7 yards, and we got it back. Incredible. You never lose passing yards. He did it, bro. 7-yard completion for 7-yard loss. It was incredible. It was incredible. These guys are laughing all the way to the bank. They hit everything. There's the first punt drive. MVP's believing in it. It's such a great feeling. A plus 878, plus 900. All depends how you drew it up. Look at this shit. Plus 1185. Rico, let's get it. You're the GOAT. Shout out to Robert Martin. He's the GOAT for tailing. It don't matter. Hey, I drew it up. All you got to do is put $10 on it. You would have won 100. You got to believe in the locks. I'm not like Puffy, bro. I'm not shutting down the locks. I'm keeping the locks with me. I'm letting you know. This man is betting 50 for 250. Rico was sharp as a knife tonight. Say what? We hit on a plus 1,000 parlay. Any hater on TikTok saying we don't make money, these are the screenshots. 19 to 180. $19 turned into 180. Where were you last night? Look at these dudes. Rico knows. You know what I know? I told this man, believe in Hayden Wolf to throw a pick because Bowling Green's defense is that good. He knew these. He went after these easy ones. This is where he's coming at. This is where he's coming with. Oh, the under. This man, and you turned a $5 into 100. I'm so proud of some of you guys. Some of you guys get it right. Some of you MVPs watch the videos, take notes, and get it right. And then there's the rest of you. Making $25 donations and saying I'm out of here. Bothers me none. I ain't tripping. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, potato chip. We won so big last night. Shout out to the MVPs. We're doing great. And we got Ole Miss tomorrow. You want to know how to win more money? Go become an MVP, man. That's all I can tell you. These guys are winning. You just saw it. People are winning everywhere, hitting plus 1,000 parlays. You saw a video of me providing in-depth analysis on different props, different position groups, different parlays. That's what the videos look like. That's what I do. Now, it's on you to believe in it. It's on you to hit. But I'm just letting you know. I'm the real deal. I ain't fucking around with you. Transparency's real. I went and unlocked the video. All the free members can watch it. Let me know what I'm cooking. And anybody going, Rico, I thought you took Buffalo in the game. Did it sound like I took Buffalo in the game? You just watched that video, and I told you what to bet, and I said I'm not high on Cook tonight. Nowhere in there did I say take Buffalo. I said we're taking EMU. I digress. Let's talk about the American for a minute. I got to pull up my chart real quick. Give me a second, y'all. I got to make sure I don't talk about any MVP level lock games. So, first game, not talking about it. It's an MVP level lock. Shout out to the MVPs. You should already know this. UTSA at Tulane. It's not on the chart, but let me say something to you guys about this game. In my analysis, in my assessment, I would take UTSA in this game. UTSA, first off, Tulane has looked terrible for the last 4 or 5 weeks, yet they found a way to win. They keep finding ways to win. They have a winning pedigree. Shout out to everything they're doing. But if I had to pick between these two programs, I like UTSA, man. We knew it was going to come down to this. I like UTSA. Frank Harris is great. Just war-torn senior Latin team. I shouldn't say war-torn. What is the word I'm looking for? They are experienced in the art of war. That's what I'm really trying to say. They are battle-tested. They've been through it. They weren't healthy at the beginning of the year. Frank Harris wasn't healthy, recovering from a surgery. But my goodness, they have decent running backs, great receivers, and they get it done. Now, their defense needs some work. But UTSA's offense scares no one. Michael Pratt and Mackay and all these other, they're not scaring me at all. I don't like Tulane. I don't think they should be a top 25 team. Look, man, I'm watching top 25 teams like SMU. Do you know what SMU did to Tulsa? SMU beat Tulsa 55-0. Do you know what they did to FAU? I'm watching a team struggle to score. This is embarrassing. These wins are not impressive. Not against the same, like in conference, when you start looking at it, you just go, man, this team right here is underwhelming. UTSA, 3-point underdogs. 3.5. It's growing. It's growing. I like UTSA. And I go money line. I don't care about no spread. I go money line UTSA. And if I lose, I lose. I believe in UTSA. They're a value bet this week. I want to say it's plus 128. It might have grown. You can check FanDuel. You can check your sports book, I should say. What's the money line? It's right here. Oh, it's plus 150 money on ESPN Bet. I'm doing it, and I'm rooting for UTSA. Win or lose, that's worth a unit, y'all. I'm letting you know now. It's a hell of a matchup. I'm excited for it Friday. I'll be watching the game. It's not an MVP level lock. That's why I'm talking about it freely. UTSA for the upset. It's on the list as a money line. Saturday, Navy at SMU. Double checking the chart. It's not on the chart. Obviously, I just told you SMU is a top 25 team, much better than Navy. What's the spread? The spread is 18 points. I think SMU is better than Navy by 18 points. But I'm very torn. And that's because it turns out Navy isn't that bad. Their offense is terrible, but they're not that bad. They have a new quarterback. He's good. He's athletic. 2 weeks in a row now, he's really shown up and moves the chains. He gives them a chance to be competitive in games. But they just don't move me when it comes to actually getting first downs, leading to touchdowns. Like, it doesn't work. And SMU does have a lot of wasted offensive series. Preston Stone is inaccurate for me at times. He'll miss certain guys. He has great receivers. He's got about 6 of them. They're all great. They can all do amazing things. I think Bailey's hurt, but I think Knighton's also hurt. But this team is loaded. They have good linebacker play. I think they'll do well in the trenches against Navy, and they'll be able to shut them down. But that spread is pretty big. I'm kind of torn between that spread. Obviously, I'm going SMU money line 100%. It's part of money line parlay somewhere. But I don't like that spread. I don't. And if you think they're going to hit the over, it's going to be all SMU. Navy's not helping that. Navy's not helping it. Just saying. Florida Atlantic at Rice. I'm sick of Florida Atlantic being underachieving and not getting it done when it matters. I'm double checking they're not on the chart. What I can tell you is Rice is playing with a backup quarterback. JT Daniels has not been playing lately, and it's really impacted their output, their offensive output for Rice. But they have a great running game. This Connors kid, stud, man. You got to watch him play. Connors, I like him a lot. FAU leaves a lot to be desired the last 2 weeks. We're talking 7 and 8 points. Not good. You have Jonte Wester, dude. Just throw him the ball. He's open every single play. Larry McCammon rushing for 1,000 yards last year, and now you're at 675 going into the final game. What a disappointing season for McCammon. But you have an 1,100-yard receiver with 100 receptions. Like, this guy is always open. I call him Waffle House. Always open. This is a RicoKnows caliber NFL player. I'll be rooting for a small school guy that should be on everybody's chart because he gets open. I know he's undersized. He's this year's Tank Dell for me. Very good player. But you don't have a quarterback that can get him the rock. You don't have a team that consistently moves the ball. And FAU has looked really bad these last 2 weeks. I don't think it gets any better against Rice. Rice's defense is actually fairly decent. Yep, they shut down the bad teams. You saw what they did to Charlotte, 7 points. You see what they did to Tulsa, 10. Expect an offensive output from FAU less than 14. So what's the team total here? Go look up the team total for Rice for FAU and take the under. Take the team total under for FAU. Look it up. Find out if it's under 20. If it's under 20, I'm looking at a 48 here, and they'll have the spread at 4. That means they think FAU's scoring about 20 points. Take the under. I don't think they're scoring 21 points. They got them at 24 points, 24 and 28, or 26 and 22. It's 26 and 22. So 26 for Rice, 22 for FAU. Take the under. Team total under FAU. They're not getting over 21. I haven't even seen the book, and I'm telling you, I do this for a living. I'll pull it up here. We'll go in the sports book, and I bet it's 22. Going here, Control F. Let's go find Rice. Team total. We're going to more wages. They don't even let you do more wages. Oh, heartbreak. I want to do team total under for FAU. Team total under 22.5. Just something to talk about. What a shame, bro. What a shame. Couldn't even show off my my instant math skills. What a shame. Tulsa at ECU. I want to tell you, this is a definite MVP lock game. I can't talk about it. UAB at North Texas. It's a shootout, y'all. And I'm sure the spread on this is in the 70s. 72? Right off rip, 72? 74. Hey, 74. Yeah, man, it's gonna be one of those back and forth. Nobody can stop each other. I actually like UAB in the matchup. They're underdogs. I like UAB in the matchup because they have good running backs, but so does North Texas. No, I don't. I don't like either team in the matchup. No, I can't go there. They just score all day. It's going to be a fun game to watch. Part of me wants UAB to win it, but it's going to be a fun game to watch. What a way to end the season. They're going to be exhausted. The referees will be exhausted. Charlotte at South Florida. Not an MVP level lock. What a snooze fest. I think, obviously, South Florida's offense is more explosive. They can score a ton of points. They're trying to get to a bowl game. Let's see what they can do. I think they're motivated to play as opposed to Charlotte. Not all that motivated. Very undisciplined. This should be a lock. This should be a lock that South Florida is going to win this game. They just have the offense to score, and Charlotte doesn't. Charlotte can't keep up with you if you're scoring. They just can't. Don't believe what they did to Memphis. South Florida has a bad defense. Oh, man. So torn. I got to stay away from it. What's the over-under? 56? That over feels real, y'all. That over feels so good because teams can score on South Florida. Like, UConn's terrible. Man. 27. Temple's terrible. The over, bro. I would expect this to be 60. Two terrible teams. Don't ever bet on bad quarterback play. Just leave it alone. Ugh. So that's the American. I'm done with them. Let's go to Troy. I'm going to get to the chat once I finish all the teams. I'm sorry. It's going to be a long show. Hang in there. Troy at Southern Miss. I'm pretty sure this is not an MVP level lock. These are all Saturday games? Okay. Troy at Southern Miss is not here. I'd expect Troy to win this game handedly, but Southern Miss has been playing great lately, and I think the spread was too high for me to go with it. We're looking at Troy, 16.5 points. That's a lot. It's a lot for Southern Miss, who's been scoring lately and looked respectful, right? Like, they just lost by 21 to Mississippi State. Now you're going 16.5. You're expecting Troy to be equivalent to Mississippi State? I don't know, man. I think Troy's very comparable to Louisiana. You saw how close it was. It was a 7-point game. Yeah, we can run into overtime. That's what it's like. Although Troy's very strong at stopping the run, they shut down South Alabama, who's a run-oriented team. They shut down Texas State, a run-oriented team. Army could never get going. The box is strong for Troy. I think Troy's going to shut down Southern Miss and win this game and probably, more than likely, cover that spread. Troy will cover the spread. Not enough for me to put a lock on it. I'm hurt last week. I could add them to the list as a lean. But if you're watching this show right now and you're an MVP and you're paying attention to my picks, just remember I told you and nobody else was listening. That's all I can tell you. Nobody else was listening when I said it. But I shared this for all the MVPs and everybody free. You guys want a free pick? Troy's covering the spread against Southern Miss. Georgia State at Old Dominion. I don't like this game at all. It feels really weird. I don't know who's going to win. Old Dominion wins some weeks when it matters, and then Georgia State just fails to show up from week to week. It's a terrible game. I don't really care. I think, is Old Dominion motivated because they can get to a bowl game? Yeah, if they win, they go to a bowl game. Georgia State's already got one locked in. So give me Old Dominion just because they're going to play motivated. There's no other reason. They beat a good Georgia Southern team. And Georgia State, dude, 4 losses, and the wheels have fallen off. The wheels have fallen off. You're looking at 4 losses. After being 6-1, you lose 4 in a row. You were once 6-1. And just boom. And it's all the best teams in the conference. It's just a shame. Shout out to Georgia State. I don't know. Don't think they can beat Old Dominion. Old Dominion's actually a pretty good team. Give me Old Dominion to win. Money line. ULM, Louisiana. Louisiana's winning this game. There's not much else to it. They've really let me down with their offense lately, but ULM's 12.5 points. Yeah, Louisiana's winning this game. ULM's not built like that. App State, Georgia Southern, contrasting styles. Nate Noel running the ball everywhere. Georgia Southern throwing it everywhere. They've kind of failed recently. Georgia Southern's really been bad, and it's because of their defense. So I'd imagine, look at that, 8.5 though? Ooh. 8.5? Is there going to be a letdown for App State after beating JMU in overtime? What a huge emotional win. But JMU's been blowing out the rest of the conference pretty decent. I'm sorry, App State has, except for that loss to ODU. Man. Georgia Southern struggles to stop running teams. You see what Marshall did to them, Texas State. It's these run-oriented teams they can't stop. Even ULM, who's not very good, was able to run and put up 28 points, was able to really push them. So Georgia Southern doesn't stop the run all that well. Guess what App State does really well? They run the ball really well. I think App State's winning that game, and 8.5 points sounds like something they can cover. JMU, Coastal Carolina. Believe it or not, I like Coastal Carolina in this game. They're down, 10, 9.5? I think Coastal can score, guys. I think Coastal can score and cover the spread. I'd be impressed if they could do it, though. I'd be impressed if they can do it. They're not a terrible team. Sorry for all that. No, you know what? I forgot. They're on their third-string quarterback. Sweetie, can you get this beeping? I apologize. It's just beeping all over the house. I'm trying to talk. Yeah, never mind. JMU's covering the spread. JMU's covering the spread. They're bouncing back. They're embarrassed. And hopefully Pat McAfee stops, quote-unquote, glazing them. Arkansas State at Marshall. Give me Arkansas State, bro. I don't even care what the spread says. I like the way Arkansas State's playing right now. They're underdogs. Money line that. What's that, plus 110? Man, Marshall needs to get to a bowl game? Nah. They've won 1 game in their last 5. Nah. It's a team that just got shut out, bro. Against a team that just put up 77? Come on. They just put up 77. And they still found a way to score against South Alabama. Marshall was never close. Jalen Rayner is him. Hope he hits the portal and goes finds a real school. Give me Arkansas State. 77. Man, there's no way. No way. Also, give me the over in this game. If there is a way Marshall can score, they will. Rasheen Ali can score. Let's go see it. Give me the over. 53.5? Yeah, I want to see some 40s. I want to see some shit. I want to see some football. But I just like Arkansas State to pull off the upset. South Alabama at Texas State, MVP level lock. Won't talk about it. Utah State at New Mexico. MVP level lock. Utah State at New Mexico. MVP level lock. Won't talk about it. Air Force at Boise. Hey, they're going to run a lot in this game. I think Boise got a shot. They're going to run. San Jose State at UNLV. It's not an MVP level lock, I don't think. I like UNLV in the matchup. It's a showdown, though. Careful. I do like UNLV in the matchup. Wyoming at Nevada. Definitely an MVP level lock. Fresno State at San Diego State. What a terrible series of events. San Diego State losing Brady Hoke. Fresno State losing their season. They look terrible. They look gross. 2 weeks in a row now. They just look bad. Inexcusable losses. Colorado State at Hawaii. It's not on the list, but there's going to be a lot of scoring in this game, and I like Colorado State to outscore Hawaii. Let's get to the big conferences. TCU at Oklahoma, MVP level lock. No, it's not, but it's a value bet. I want TCU to go in there and ruin their whole season. I want Texas Tech to beat Texas. Not saying it's going to happen. This is what I want to happen. I'm pulling for Texas Tech and TCU to win. Shut these boys down. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? Yep, Houston at UCF. Houston, we have a problem. We got the two space stations playing one another. We got Houston and UCF. Cape Canaveral nearby. Shouldn't count. UCF's in the middle of Orlando. About 60 miles away is Cape Canaveral. But nonetheless, Houston at UCF. I like UCF in the matchup. John Rice Plumlee and the boys beating Houston. Better coaching staff, better players. Let's get it done. BYU at Oklahoma State. My goodness. Oklahoma State, if you don't win this game and you don't dominate BYU, you ain't shit. You really ain't. Another thing that's kind of crazy is I want to say, who's favored in this game? 18? 17 and a half points? 17? What's the expectation here? They just lost to Oklahoma by 7. You expect to see these more run-oriented teams just run them over? What's going on? 17, huh? Possible Big 12. Hey, if they win, they get in the Big 12 title game, Oklahoma State. If the other chaos happens, that's pretty cool. West Virginia at Baylor, MVP level lock. Yes, it is. Kansas at Cincinnati should be a lock. It is. Okay. And Iowa State at K-State. Wouldn't you believe it? That one's not on there. I actually like Iowa State to be competitive. I understand K-State's been dominant up front. But K-State, man, it's 11.5 points. 10 points now. 10 points. K-State has no team speed. They tend to beat slower schools. And Iowa State's pretty slow, team speed-wise. So I think K-State will probably be dominant in this game. They're just better than you. I also like the over in this game. 46.5 is way too low. These teams find ways to score. They're going to score points. I think they'll both be around 25. So that's 50. Yeah, I like the over big time. I would have priced this differently. I would have priced this at 52. Definitely, I like the over in Kansas State, Iowa State. They'll find ways to score. SEC. Can't talk about the first one. Friday matchup, Missouri at Arkansas. Is that an MVP level lock? It definitely is. Kentucky at Louisville. I called this an upset at the beginning of the year. I can't talk about it in depth because it's an MVP level lock, but I called this an upset. I said Louisville was going to beat Kentucky. Before the season started, everybody thought Kentucky was a top 25 team, and everybody thought Louisville has a new head coach. They're not going to be any good. Not this guy. Not this guy. I thought Louisville would be better, and I was right, and they're probably going to win the game. A&M at LSU. I had predicted A&M would be winning this game in an upset to beat LSU. Doesn't look ideal. Doesn't look right. Doesn't sound good, especially with LSU attempting to win a Heisman for Jaden Daniels. They're just out there just letting that man score as many points as he can. He's playing in the entire game. They're not trying to save him for shit. Like, listen, Bo Nix is winning the Heisman. Bo Nix is winning the Heisman, and I don't think it's close. A couple reasons why. Number one, he threw 6 touchdowns last week, and he came out the game in the third quarter. To win the Heisman, you have to play in your conference championship. 9 out of the last 10 Heisman Trophy winners have played in their conference championship. Okay? Jaden Daniels will not be playing in his conference championship. Heisman voters, they get their ballot on the 27th of November. And they got to turn it in. The deadline is December 4th. You know what happens between the 27th of November and December 4th? Conference championships. Okay? Jaden Daniels will not be playing while those voters have the ballot in their hands. They will not be playing. Very clear? So, it's pretty neat that Jaden Daniels is getting a bunch of stats, but when they have the ballot in their hands, they're going to get an opportunity to see Bo Nix throw for 5 to 6 touchdowns in the Pac-12 championship. Win and become part of the conversation to get to the playoffs. That's how he's going to win the Heisman. Same thing happened last year. Same thing happened with Caleb Williams. If you're not playing on that final weekend in those conference championships, you're not winning the Heisman. A couple other guys can really show out and win it as well. But it's Bo Nix. I think it's Bo Nix to win the Heisman this year. I think it's going to happen. And you guys are all going to say, I didn't call it soon enough. I waited too long. But that's how I feel. Anyways, back to the matchups. Bama at Auburn. I'm hoping Auburn pulls off the upset. But after not beating New Mexico State, I would hope they were practicing for 2 weeks against Bama. I would hope they were preparing for Bama for 2 weeks because there's no way they should have lost to New Mexico State, and they did. Shout out to Diego Pavia, my boy. I've been telling you guys about Pavia for all season. I think Alabama beats them by at least 30, though, just so we're clear. Vanderbilt at Tennessee, not a good game for Vanderbilt. They don't match up well. Tennessee should win that handedly. Florida State at Florida. Florida State at Florida. Battle of the backup quarterbacks. I like Florida State to win this game. I don't care that it's at the Swamp. I like Florida State to win this game and stay undefeated. Go play Louisville. Go undefeated and force the committee to ignore a Power 5 undefeated conference champion. Force them to ignore you because they want to put in Texas or they want to put in a one-loss Georgia or a one-loss Bama. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Florida State, go undefeated and put the pressure on these boys. Georgia, it's not an MVP level lock, but I think Georgia has the potential not to cover this spread. I think they're going to play very vanilla or save their guys, make sure they get a lead and then just kind of run it out and hold it. I think they're going to make sure they're ready for the Bama game. So I can see Georgia going out there and not covering. I think the spread is like 24 points. And I can see Georgia Tech scoring a couple touchdowns, maybe 14, and being competitive in the game. Yeah, 24 points. Give me Georgia Tech to cover that spread because I think Georgia's going to be very vanilla. They're going to be saving guys like Brock Bowers, Edwards. They're going to be letting these dudes rest. Carson Beck's not playing that second half. No way, man. They got to get ready for a championship game. They're going to win, but give me that. Let me believe in Georgia Tech to be competitive and stay in the rivalry game for a little bit. Clemson at South Carolina. This has to be an MVP level lock. It is. Can't talk about it. Sorry, y'all. Shedeur Sanders day-to-day, by the way. Uncertain for the Utah game. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Doesn't want to play. Doesn't want to finish out the game. That substandard-ass offensive line against those Utah offensive linemen or defensive linemen. Are you kidding me? You don't want to go out there. Oregon State at Oregon on Friday. Oregon State at Oregon. Hey, Bo Nix, go win your Heisman. Get your Heisman moment. Everyone will be watching. Go get your Heisman moment. Colorado at Utah. Colorado's going to cover this spread. Big. Shedeur Sanders ain't there, bro. Shedeur Sanders day-to-day. One hit and he's out. It's 22 points. I know. Give me Utah to cover that spread. 22. Give me Utah to win 50-7 like they did against Arizona State. Speaking of Arizona State, they're losing. Arizona's going to beat the brakes off them boys. Washington State and Washington, wouldn't you love it? Wouldn't it be great if Washington State won this game? Wouldn't it just be chaos? It'd be embarrassing for the Pac-12. It'd be embarrassing. Notre Dame at Stanford, that spread is disrespectfully huge. I like Stanford to cover the spread, I think. How big is it? 20-something? 26? Notre Dame's going to run it all day. 26? They'll get it. 26, I think they'll cover that spread. Notre Dame will beat Stanford by 26 or more. Not a lock. Not a lock. And the final matchup that we're talking about, Cal at UCLA. Love UCLA in the matchup. Way to beat USC. Cal's a very similar team to USC. Difference is Cal's going to probably be committed to running the ball. They handed it off 36 times or something the other day. Cal, 2-game win streak. Trying to get a bowl game. Whew. Ooh. Give me that. Give me that Cal to cover the spread. Is it 10? Oh, it's 9 now? UCLA's better than them by 9. Give me the over in this game. 51.5, give me the over. Bad quarterback play? Give me the over. All right, let's go to your guys' questions, comments, and concerns. Remember, I don't care what conference you're talking about. Discord server has a higher priority than YouTube. I'll get to you. If you're watching me on TikTok, go over to YouTube. Drop your question in. We can go from there. Hey now, what up? What up? What up? We've come so far from the days of Rico being against parlays. LOL, let's go. Shout out to you, Original Rocker. Yeah, man, I don't know if I'm against parlays. I try to help people out with them. I just say don't bet them like they're my record. My record is based upon the spread, and we've been doing really good with that. Hey now, Oregon still needs to win on Friday to make the conference championship. Don't jinx it. No, not great. Oregon needs to beat an undefeated Washington to make the dance. Very true. I just don't think they're going to make the dance. Let me be clear. I don't think they're going to make it. I think they're the best playing team in America right now with one loss. Them and Bama, but I think they're better. One-loss teams, they're it. All right, let me go over to YouTube here. Elias Kawaz says, let's go, Rico. If anyone knows, it's Rico. There was a comment before this by Willie Bobo, and Willie Bobo just said he only rocks with the West Coast, just so we're clear. Joseph Villalon, he writes, Texas 70, Texas Tech 7. Joseph Villalon, Texas is going to have a tough time beating Texas Tech. That's number one. And number two, you've been wrong more than anybody on my channel. You've been wrong more than anyone on my channel. It's absolutely absurd. Parker Jones says, do you think Evan Stewart will transfer? Parker Jones, I really don't know. I try not to guess who's going to transfer. I just report when people enter the portal and where they're going after they commit. I try not to make guesses on where people are going to go or if they're going to enter. That's not part of my repertoire. That's not how I get down. I also don't predict who's winning the national title. I don't predict who's going to the playoffs. I don't predict conference champions. I have not predicted any of those things. You'll never see it in a single video of mine. Anywhere. Georgia Tech is beating Georgia. What up, Purdy Prods? Way to guess, bro. When you're wrong, where are you going to be? I can't make predictions like that. When I'm wrong, I got to stand on all my 10 toes and be here the next day. Torrey Horton has one more year of eligibility. Do you think he comes back or he's off to the league? Kerry Reynolds, option number 3. Option number 3, I think he leaves to a Power 5 school. I think Torrey Horton should maybe go to a Power 5 school, get on a bigger platform so everybody can see him. I love his game. If you guys don't know, Torrey Horton's the starting wide receiver at Colorado State, was a transfer from Nevada, followed Jay Norvell from Nevada to Colorado State. Great player. I would like to see Torrey Horton at Colorado. Transfer from Colorado State, go to Colorado. And the reason I'm saying Colorado is Bartolone, the wide receivers coach for Colorado, was Torrey Horton's wide receivers coach and offensive coordinator at Nevada 3 years ago. So it's just one of those connect the dots, go to where your relationships are. I would like to see Torrey Horton on the Colorado Buffalo next year. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Rico, do you think LSU can cover against A&M? Great offense versus great defense. I don't think A&M has a great defense. I think they have a good defense, an okay defense. The spread is still a bit big. If I thought LSU could cover the spread against A&M, they would be on my MVP chart. They would be a lock on my chart. So the answer is no. Just so we're clear. Happy Thanksgiving, bro. What up? Juan Marquez, thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but I appreciate you. JT Daniels is still in college. Yes, he is, Aiden. Rico knows. Happy Thanksgiving. I think Carson Beck is establishing himself as the best pro prospect in college football right now. Thoughts? Mike Schmidt, I totally agree. As far as quarterback play goes, I really like what Carson Beck did this season. I like the decision-making he has, and the way he throws that football is really nice. Carson Beck looks really good. I would say I like Carson Beck more than a lot of other quarterbacks that you guys might like. Like, I like Carson Beck as a quarterback more than Caleb Williams. Just call me a traditionalist, call me what you want. I think Carson Beck is just more even-keeled, gets it done. I like him more than Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, for me, is so sporadic and so ridiculous that I can't even believe in him. I sent a Venmo about 2 hours ago. Is there any way for me to look at the spreadsheet? Logan Uheim, are you talking about for a recruiting video? I just started doing recruiting videos for donations. If that's what you're referring to, I will pull it up. Let me check here. I have, what's your name again? It's on here. Logan Yulheim? I don't see Logan Yulheim on here.
It's on my phone.
What place is he going to be? One second. You will be third on the waiting list as of right now, Logan Yulheim. Thank you for the donation. You'll be third on the waiting list as of right now. We have 2 other people ahead of you. They're ahead of you on the donations chart, just so you're aware. I don't know if I'm making any more videos tonight. I made 4 high school film reviews today. I might make somewhere between 3 and 5 every day. I'm trying. So you might have to wait a couple days. We'll see what happens. And if more, I see, I'm looking at a donation right now. More donations come in. There's not much we can do, man. These guys, they cut the line and they keep moving up. But thank you for the donation. We're working on it, Logan. Lucas says, thoughts on Leggett? I know you're not a fan of one-year production guys, but he's been incredible. So I don't necessarily know if he's been incredible, Lucas. When I see one-year production guys, I'm not a fan of it. But more importantly, he's been there for a lot of years. Why wasn't he a starter or contributing prior to? And then now I need to look and see, okay, what corners did he beat? So when I go back and watch film on an individual player, I go back and watch all their games, and I only watch that player on the tape. So the day I do wide receivers and I get to Leggett, I'm only going to watch him on every single play. And I'm going to find out whether or not he can beat certain coverages, certain corners. What is the deal? Like, how did he get all of these yards and all of this production? A touchdown doesn't always look amazing to me. If a corner fell and you were wide open, that's not amazing. That's not incredible, as you wrote. It just happens, right? I watch a lot of DBs, defensive backs, on tape. And when you go back and watch their interceptions, it'll be because of a pass, like a tipped ball from a defensive lineman or a bad pass from the quarterback. Those are not impressive plays to me. Right place, right time, opportunistic, a teammate helped you make the play. Like, none of that impresses me. So when I watch games, I watch it a little different. I'm not always impressed with a touchdown. I'll watch run plays and just see if they run block properly. I'll watch routes and see if they quit on a route before the quarterback does, or do they work their way back to the quarterback when he's rolling out and he's under duress and distress. Like, I need to see every aspect before I identify a player as looking incredible, as you say. I don't really care about the production. Like, production's in the box score. I got it. I got to go back and watch the film. But, yes, I get it. Leggett had a great year. Shout out to South Carolina. I just became an MVP. How do I get the Discord? Nathan Dolworth. When you're an MVP on Patreon, there's a couple things you can do. I'll explain this right here. So if you go to Patreon, Patreon, boom. Let me pull this off the screen real quick because my view is a little different from yours. I got to make sure I don't give anything away. But when you're looking at it from here, at the bottom of some of these videos, you will see, especially the latter video, right there, boom, Discord. There it is. You click on this, it will take you to the Discord server. But what you really need to do is go to settings. And in settings, you need to go to connected apps. Now, you don't see that here because I'm not on my home page. I'm on my creator page. But if you go here and you do a /home, and now I'm on my consumer page. You go to settings, you need to go to more, and go to connected apps. And in connected apps, you need to connect your Discord to your Patreon. We have videos explaining all this. If you're an MVP on Patreon, the first thing you need to do is go to my homepage. And the first thing you need to do is on my page, you'll see collections. There's videos. It's right there. You see collections? Boom, collections. And in collections, you go down to Discord, setting up Discord. So you're asking me, how do I do this? I'm an MVP. If you're an MVP and you're not going to collections and watching all of the Discord videos, there's 6 of them, and you're not learning how to do the process, you're not an MVP. You're just the guy who's paying me on Patreon. The people who pay me on Patreon are not MVPs. They're just people who donated money to me. They'll never be an MVP. They don't know what it is. And then they'll quit and be like, man, I didn't get all the benefits. I didn't see any videos from Rico. He didn't do that. They don't know what they're doing. So, Nathan, please go watch the Discord videos. You'll learn how to become a part of the Discord server. Good luck. Shout out to Ned. I'm sorry, was Ned? Ned just became an MVP, and he plays tonight. Ned, there are no college football games tonight. I only pick college football games. If you're an MVP, you don't ask me in public right here, right now, for any plays tonight. I do not give out public plays for free. They go to MVPs in private on the Discord server. If you want to talk to Discord, let me show you something. You want plays tonight. If you go to the server, there are NFL predictions, NBA, NHL, and these. But there's Flip Splash House here. These guys have been betting college basketball all day today. All these MVPs are talking to each other betting college basketball today. And I don't know what the record is today. But I'm sure they've been in here betting on all these games, telling each other they're 12-4-2 today. 12-4-2. Keep going. You see them earlier in the day? These people are hitting 400 to win $19K. There you go. He did a parlay, $400 bonus bet to win $19,000. That's Flip for you. Keep going. These guys are betting on basketball all day long. So you don't come in here and ask me. I provide college football picks. If you're a gambler and you need picks every night, what do we got tonight, man? What do we got? That you're in the wrong channel, bro. You're talking to the wrong person. I provide information on football teams. I provide information on MMA fighters. I provide information on March Madness. But I'm not sitting here. I don't provide picks. It's not what I do, man. So there's no plays tonight, Ned. You're in the wrong channel. In your opinion, how do you feel about JMU not being able to get a bowl game? I've talked about this many times, Ellis. They should not be in a bowl game. They will not be in a bowl game. It doesn't matter. The rules are you have to show sustained commitment to your athletic department for 2 years, and you got to meet certain thresholds before you can be eligible for a bowl game. It does not matter how well you are on the football field. How well you play on the football field is irrelevant, literally irrelevant to the requirements of financial commitment to the team. I would equate it to being a new employee at work, and they tell you they will give you a raise if you work 95% of the days out of the year. If you don't miss any days out of the year, you will get a raise. But you got to do that for 3 consecutive years. If you show up to work for 3 consecutive years, we will give you a raise. And then after 1 year, you go to the office and you say, hey, I know you said if I did 95% for 3 years, then I would get a raise. But I'm a really good worker. Look how hard I worked this year. I did better than everybody. I should get a raise right now. And you're like, no, bro. We said 3 years. What are you talking about after 1 year? And we talked about attendance, not performance. Let me make that clear. The requirement from the NCAA is that you field a team with 85 scholarship players. You used to only do 63 scholarship players at the FCS. So the increase in scholarships from 63 to 85, well, that's 22 more scholarships that you need to fund and pay for and show that you can fund and support it for the next 3 years. Okay, cool. Next 2 years, transition. So you need to prove that you can handle those additional 22. Oh, what's that? Title IX says you need to have an equal number of female sports as well. So now you need to do 22 female scholarships as well. So 44 athletic scholarships you need to come up with. Okay, got it. Oh, what's that? 44 more athletes. We need room and board for them? Oh, we need to provide housing for them? Yeah, what about tutors? What about mental health support? What about physical therapy for them? What about all the uniforms? What about the additional travel? We used to be able to travel on one plane. Now we got to take 2 planes everywhere. It used to be 2 charter buses. Now it's 3. And as you keep adding up, oh, wait, what's that? 22 more hotel rooms. Yep. Every single week. For 13 weeks. Oh, my goodness. Once you add up all the additional resources required to have an FBS level program, oh, what's that? We got to fly further and longer? It's nuts. It's nuts. And I'm telling you guys that you have to have that level of commitment to your football program for 3 consecutive years. Not money. We don't care about your revenue. I don't care about how much you make. It's how much are you willing to spend on your athletic department. I've used every analogy in the world to describe this. I've talked about this at length. Shout out to Unstupid. He says, I swear I saw a whole series of TikTok videos on this subject. I've made a number of videos on this. I've explained this to the whole world, and I still get these questions every day. You're a doctor. You make all kinds of money. You don't get to go to the dealership and be like, yo, bro, give me that car. I make this much money. Nope. You got to make payments. You got to have the money and spend the money. You can't just, this is why, like, say you bought a car, but you owed payments on it. Why do repo men exist? Because somebody stopped allocating their resources to that responsibility. Because they chose not to pay that bill. They'd rather go to Red Lobster. Like, they chose not to pay the car note. So there are some universities that choose not to pay for all of the amenities and requirements and support and faculties and facilities that those athletes need. So the NCAA will put you in a probationary period, and you got to prove that you can handle that additional financial commitment. Not how much money do you make. Not how good are you on the field. No one cares. Your performance is irrelevant. I need to know, are you committed to this athletic endeavor of moving from FCS to FBS? And if you are, prove it for the next 2 years. Meet the following markers, benchmarks, guidelines, and show us that you're committed. I don't give a shit how much money you make. Oh, but the bowl game will help them meet those requirements. Yes, it will. We got to make sure you can do it without the bowl money. We got to make sure you can do it by yourself. Because you're about to be an FBS level program, and you might go a 7-year drought of not making a bowl game. And you still got to pay for that athletic department. Ask Arizona what's going on, bro. They're saying it's an accounting error. A budget analyst put in the wrong formula. All I know is they got to shut shit down. And if you go and look, they haven't been to a bowl game in 6 years. We can't have that happening. Go look at some basketball teams that moved to FBS and then couldn't afford the additional 12 athletic scholarships because it turned into 24, and they didn't have that type of money. And when I say it turned into 24, equal number of men and women scholarships are required by law. Shout out to Title IX. Anything with title in the front of it is a law. Title something, it's a law. Well, kind of beat that horse to death. It'll be alive tomorrow. That's how you guys get down. Shout out to everybody being here. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. And it's a night off for me. I'm still working. I'm doing all my high school film reviews. I'm going to sit down and have dinner. I'm getting a little dizzy. When's the last time I ate, babe? This morning? Yeah, it's been a little bit, yo. Got to feed the machine. I just want to tell you guys, I know I make it look easy. But I know it's not. Shout out to y'all. Let's get it. Peace.
I know I'm the one like Neo. Young and finna blow torpedo. Sipping on the drink that's Tito's. Shorty never won no hero. Tell her I'm the bad guy. Shooting my shot, no B-roll. In the Pico, I reload. One with a lot more zeros. That's my check. Tell them watch out like Vivo. I'ma need to watch like Rolly. Records get spun like Hilo. Copter. Tell them that the Batman shot ya, yeah. Someone better call the doctor. When I'm in the UK, all the London girls talk to me proper, yup. London, Manchester, in the 10 tester. Had to flex up on them from my ancestors. They want you more when they can't get you introverted. Only like the investors. So if you wanna talk to me, talk money. If not, then you speak in tongues. I really need the funds. Every time I'm on the track, drop bombs, and you know it's a lethal one. I said, mama shouldn't have to work no more. 20 years at the same damn job. Raising up a son on her own in a small white home. Some days couldn't take no mas. Living paycheck to paycheck. Not rich, but at least we had the basics. Except when daddy got locked and the heat went out, but the block getting hot. Word, but I'm the greatest now. Thank you, mama, cause we made it out. That boy, I probably ain't know that he dangerous, cause I never took the safer route. Yeah, times got hard, money got low, there was nowhere to go. I had to bet on myself, there was nobody else, that was all that I know. Man, tell me how you did it. I know I make it look easy. Need $1 million now, no kidding. I know I make it look easy. Back on my job, right back to business. I know I make it look easy. I gotta do it, you never did it. I know I make it look easy. I can turn a 1 to a 10. I know I make it look easy. Turn a Honda to a Benz. I know I make it look easy. I ain't never need no friends. I know I make it look easy. Did it with my own 2 hands. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, spent a decade writing essays with my essays and my vatos. I was just a kid with a snot nose. Now my flow sicker than the Black Plague. I go harder and harder. Need me a check, I can't wait till tomorrow. Get what I'm owed and I'm not trying to barter. When they see me, they gon' dodge like a charger. Yeah, felines running from the Hellcat. I'm a hustler, I can sell that. Came with a fuss, yeah, the boy from the north. When the deal went south, I just fell back. If it ain't work, I'ma find something better. Girls get wetter in the GIA sweater. Drink in my hand and I'm down for whatever. Damn, he cute, he fine, he clever. Yeah, no lie. How I make it look like I don't try. I've been doing this for my whole life. Now I gotta cop it like it's no price. Yeah, one time for the one time. Ay, one time ain't never enough. Yeah, you tryna settle the score, but they ain't no settling with us. Man, tell me how you did it. I know I make it look easy. Need $1 million now, no kidding. I know I make it look easy. Back on my job, right back to business. I know I make it look easy. I gotta do it, you never did it. I know I make it look easy. I'm Justin Starling. I'm from Long Island, New York. Tomorrow's not promised, so make today great.